Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, I would like to applaud the government for its visionary and decisive leadership and support to resource-based sectors. I would like to congratulate the Honourable Minister for Economy and his hard-working team, and to all permanent secretaries and civil servants for a very comprehensive, well-thought-out and all-inclusive budget. Honourable Speaker, sir, this budget is indeed an inclusive people's budget that ensures no one is left behind. Through the social relief initiatives and assistance such as direct cash assistance, bus fare subsidy, EFL and water subsidy, increase in social welfare assistance, to name a few, provided yet again in this budget for vulnerable Fijian families that would be able to access these facilities to support their basic necessities. To support existing and the creation of new business, the government, in its wisdom, continues to strip away unnecessary requirements and fees, review and amend legislative provisions, support online digitalization transition to ease the cost of doing business for local and foreign entrepreneurs. Honourable Speaker, let me begin by highlighting that the overall breakdown and announcement of the 2022-2023 annual budget was done with great consideration and foresight by the Fiji First Government. While extensive consultation was made with our public and private sectors, consultations was also done with rural communities to allow for a transparent and accountable approach. Honourable Speaker, sir, needless to say, we cannot even try and understand this budget without recognizing the international economic trends and the progress of our global partners. Global trends such as the lingering impacts of COVID-19 and the recent conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which has drastically affected oil prices and the progress of many global economies. Honourable Speaker, sir, in highlighting this, I must say that through the strong leadership of the Fiji First Government, the 2020-2023 annual budget that has been tabled not only addressed the needs of the Fijian people and economy, but has been carefully allocated to mitigate the global trends that we all must consider as an inclusive government. Honourable Speaker, sir, at this juncture, I would like to acknowledge the budget provisioning for the Ministry of Fisheries. It has been allocated $16 million, the provision of 10.5 for operations, and 4.8 million for capital expenditure. This is an increase of 3.2% in provisioning as compared to the Ministry's 2021-2022 budget of 15.5 million. This budget will be used by the Ministry to execute its mandate of sustainable fisheries management to support the fisheries sector and government in restoring economic growth and community livelihood. As I understand, this budget promotes stability and security as it takes into account the economic challenges faced by Fiji as a country and shows government's visionary leadership and commitment. Therefore, the Ministry is required to be prudent in the execution of the budget in order to meet its mandate. Honourable Speaker, sir, as a responsible ministry, our goal is to achieve this through an inclusive approach of close collaboration and dialogue with our diverse stakeholders, from the subsistence fisher in all remote islands, rural villages and informal settlements, in the onshore, inshore and coastal areas to the offshore commercial fishers, amongst others. The underlying principle of the role we play is to sustainably manage Fiji's marine resources, to provide food security and economic growth whilst also ensuring its sustainability for posterity. Given this setting, the Minister has taken bold and cautious measures which include the temporary lifting of the seasonal bans on sea cucumber or beach demur and gropers or Kaukawa and Donu. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry will develop a fit-for-purpose legislative framework, enforce compliance, implement the foreshore and coastal fisheries licensing system, provide advisory and support services, and conduct appropriate research and marine conservation activities, all of which will be aligned to the government's national priorities and to Fiji's commitment to international conventions. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry operates a nationwide service centre network ensuring quality and excellence which is embedded in the processes, service delivery and its people. This service centre network implements key programs, projects and activities connecting the industry to the community and its development partners. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry's effort to achieve a sustainable blue economy remains steadfast. It will continue to incorporate climate resilience and adaptation efforts through practical and viable adaptation solutions for the benefit of individual fisheries business, the sector and the communities it serves. Honourable Speaker, sir, I would like to stress that the Ministry will continue to lay emphasis on employment creation, empowerment and economic inclusivity in the fisheries sector. This focus is in line with the priorities of the 5 to 20-year National Development Plan and is underpinned by the policy aspirations to enhance distribution of fisheries wealth to all Fijians. Moreover, these objectives are aligned to our Honourable Prime Minister's announcement in the United Nations Social Conference in Lisbon and again reinforced by the Pacific leaders in the Pacific Island Forum meeting held recently in Fiji. Honourable Speaker, sir, allow me to touch briefly on the sectoral budget provisioning that exists within the Ministry of Fisheries. For aquaculture, there is an increased allocation of 3.28 million. Research and development, 1.95 million. Coastal fisheries, 3.03 million. Offshore fisheries with 2.65 million and technical services, 1.09 million. Honourable Speaker, I commend the government for its commitment in allocating the needed physical envelope and would like to reaffirm this August Parliament that we are determined to make every dollar count for the Fijian people and the economy. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Offshore Fisheries Management Division, OFMD, is responsible for ensuring that the tuna sector is managed in a sustainable manner through the ongoing implementation of measures to effectively monitor and curb illegal, unreported and unregulated or IUU fishing. These roles are executed through a series of work programs, such as the National Observer Program, which is supported in its work by the Electronic Monitoring Project, the Enforcement and Compliance Program, which hold a critical element in making sure that our tuna resources are well monitored and the regulations that protect these resources are enforced effectively and efficiently, as well as dealing with industry and trade issues, ensuring all trade of fisheries commodities are done within standing regulations that protect our industry. Honourable Speaker, sir, the Offshore Fisheries Division has been allocated 2.65 million in the 2022-23 budget to assist the Ministry's National Fisheries Observer Program. We welcome the budget allocation of 170,000 to assist in the seagoing allowance of National Observer Program and 200,000 to assist the Regional Observer Program. Honourable Speaker, sir, the electronic monitoring system was first realized through the support of Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO. Out of all global countries that have an observer program, the decision to have Fiji pilot the program signifies the tremendous effort by our observers in achieving a high standard of quality data. We welcome the budget increase to 550,000, which will cater for the servicing of 50 onboard units, provide payments to service providers, and cater for allowances for dryer observers who will review and analyze the electronic footage. The analysis provided would complement the work undertaken by physical seagoing observers in the collection of scientific tuna catch data. Honourable Speaker, sir, through the entire COVID-19 restriction period, the Ministry of Fisheries has learned a lot. The restriction to movement and gathering have prompted the Ministry to explore innovative options and alternatives to improve service delivery. We welcome the Government's announcement of a new budget item of 200,000 for e-services to support the marine stewardship certification of offshore fisheries products and to facilitate industry issues to ease their cost of doing businesses. Honourable Speaker, the allocation of this budget will enable the Ministry to explore e-permitting and e-licensing platforms that are efficient and effective towards our private sector service delivery. Honourable Speaker, the Aquaculture Division budget provision of 3.28 million will see to the implementation of a number of key initiatives to ensure rapid growth in the aquaculture sector. This includes the following: establishment of an aquaculture testing facility to assist in testing of water and soil samples for aquaculture farmers and for the basic testing of aquaculture species and monitoring of diseases. Restocking and pond rearing of sea cucumbers, boosting production of sandfish by improving water quality. Ongoing staff capacity building and training to enhance the knowledge available in developed countries. Implement a feed machine set up to produce aquaculture feed using mainly local produced raw materials and undertaking feed trials for beach dimmer, shrimp and freshwater prawns. And lastly, upgrading of aging infrastructure to boost production. Honourable Speaker, sir, we welcome the budget provision of 600,000 for food security project and 250,000 for assistance to commercial aquaculture farmer projects. We are looking into supporting more farmers with this increased allocation, resulting in boosting cultured fish production for our Fijian people, creating new employment and reducing imports. This is testament to the confidence and commitment the Ministry and the Fijian government places in empowering youth and women through such programs as this. Honourable Speaker, sir, under aquaculture, the Damboni multi-species hatchery is allocated $400,000. These funds have been earmarked to support hatchery operations and scientific research for high-value fish species. Honourable Speaker, to further boost marine animal production and to focus on research and breeding of high-valued species, for example, kaukaua, donu and rabbit fish, the Ministry will continue to collaborate with development partners in the national, regional and international space. Honourable Speaker, coastal fisheries, inshore fisheries development and management is an integral part of the Ministry's sustainable management role, and we acknowledge the total budget provision of 3.03 million to provide for initiatives and programs to sustain and diversify our support to coastal inshore fisheries. Honourable Speaker, as we recover from the impact of COVID-19, our focus in supporting 850 coastal fishing communities has not wavered, and we welcome the increased provision of 900,000 for coastal fisheries development. This budget would further support the following initiatives: construction of fishing aggregation devices or FADs, transforming this diesel power generator to solar power, technical training, capacity building, and market access pathways. Procurement of solar freezers to support preservation of catches for communities not accessible to ice plant services, and lastly, community outreach and awareness. Honourable Speaker, sir, as such, the Ministry also welcomes the budget allocation of $100,000 for preparatory work for Wainingandru and Koro ice plants. We also welcome the allocation of $300,000 for capital procurement of a new fisheries extension vessel that will service the Eastern Division, in particular the Lau Group of Islands. Honourable Speaker, with this allocation, our footprints of service delivery through our extension, advisory, research, monitoring, control and surveillance work program across the Lau Group will be exemplified, enabling us to strengthen the delivery of this essential service to isolated Fijian coastal and maritime communities. Additionally, the overall allocation of funding under this allocation will foster the Ministry's work in sustaining and diversifying every opportunity to our 850 coastal communities. Honourable Speaker, sir, I must applaud the government in the allocation of $180,000 for the feasibility work on compliance and enforcement. Honourable Speaker, the allocation of this budgetary provision will allow us to make constant checks and gap analysis to continuously strengthen and improve the compliance and enforcement work within Fiji's inshore and coastal fisheries. The implementation of this critical work cannot be undermined as it enables the Ministry to assess the robustness of our system and processes, propose policy and legislative amendments, and allow us to be effective and efficient in monitoring, control, and surveillance practitioners. Honourable Speaker, the Ministry is renewing efforts to strengthen the research and science on high-value species that can be sustainably farmed both in saltwater mediums. The Ministry welcomed the budget provision of $1.5 million for research, resource assessment and development. To ensure scientific research findings support informed policy decisions, Honourable Speaker, sir, the Ministry is actively seeking scientifically qualified and experienced personnel to complement the existing staff in ensuring that we take advantage of Fiji's naturally conducive environment for fish farming and partnering with the private sector and communities to support a vibrant, resilient and sustainable industry. The Ministry therefore plays a key role on other agencies in ensuring a sustainable blue economy, and will therefore strengthen our partnership to establish the 30% marine protected areas by 2030 and contribute to increased jobs within the fishing industry. The budget will contribute towards these ultimate goals. Honourable Speaker, to support coastal fishing communities in ensuring the continuous operability of the 24 ice plants we manage across our national service network, the Ministry welcomed the budget allocation of $1.09 million under this program. Honourable Speaker, in concluding, the Ministry of Fisheries will strengthen its commitment in playing a leadership role towards building Fiji's blue economy. With the allocated physical envelope, we are determined to heighten our effort toward the goal of achieving more with less. Honourable Speaker, sir, with the ultimate goal of not leaving anyone behind, the Ministry of Fisheries is determined to work closely with our partners and external donors to build the fisheries sectors and its contribution to the Fijian economy. Honourable Speaker, if there is one thing that we need to understand after all that has happened over the past 3 years, is the importance of compromise partnership and collaboration. There will always be gaps within our system, and budgeted activities will face shortage of funds. However, the important thing to understand is that we all have a part to play. Honourable Speaker, we have an exciting financial year ahead of us. Let us work collectively to progress that excitement to high yields and production levels. The budget is tailored to help safeguard Fijian economy and the Fijian people. For the Ministry of Fisheries, the allocation of 16 million will ensure our children, our grandchildren, and their children who will come after them. Those are the Fijians we are ultimately meant to serve. Let us serve them well by building a future worthy of their greatest dream and aspirations. Honourable Speaker, in having said that, I wish to register my full support to the table 2022-2023 budget. Nakava Kaleu, and I thank you for your indulgence.
I thank the Honourable Minister for his contribution to the debate.